Cold air clung to the tunnel walls as the emergency lights flickered without rhythm. Somewhere beneath miles of concrete and silence, something massive inhaled for the first time. No alarm screamed yet, no footsteps ran, only a low metallic tremor rolling through the dark. By the time anyone understood the sound, it was already too late. Deep below an unmarked desert facility, the Helix Vault operated outside law and oversight. Steel corridors stretched like arteries, humming with servers, coolant lines, and sealed chambers. Every door required clearance levels that officially did not exist. Every project erased from record. Here, biology was rewritten, and failure was simply another data point. At the center of it all stood Dr. Alara Voss, precise, tireless, disturbingly calm. Her reputation was built on breakthroughs, others called impossible and ethics boards called unforgivable. Dim monitors painted her face in shifting blue as she studied neural maps and growth metrics. To Voss, evolution was inefficient, and correction was an obligation. Tonight's subject waited behind reinforced glass, sedated but impossibly dense in silhouette. The fusion directive was designated Project Brontusk, a bear and boar genetic convergence. Old muscle architecture, skeletal density, aggression pathways, all recalculated and deliberately amplified. Even the machines seemed hesitant, their indicator lights blinking like uncertain witnesses. Robotic arms descended with surgical patience as the chamber filled with vaporized cryo mist. Nanofibers threaded into tissue while pulse injectors synchronized heart, lungs, and neural response. Liquid conduits glowed amber, circulating catalysts designed to force incompatible systems into unity. Somewhere within the haze, a heartbeat stuttered, then violently accelerated. What emerged defied classification, a massive armored muscle and reinforced bone. Dr. Voss whispered its name into the recorder, her voice steady despite the shaking floor. Gravemaw was neither animal nor experiment now, but a calculated predator engineered for dominance. Thick tusks framed a jaw built to crush, while coarse fur concealed subdermal plating. Sensors struggled to keep pace as Gravemaw's vitals climbed beyond predicted thresholds. Breath condensed into visible heat, curling against the chamber's transparent barrier. Microfractures spidered across the floor beneath its weight as it shifted, testing existence itself. Nothing about its movement suggested confusion, only restrained violence. The first impact came without warning, a blur of force and momentum. Reinforced glass rippled like liquid before detonating outward in a storm of shards. Concrete buckled as Gravemaw charged, its acceleration impossibly fast for its size. Security drones vanished midair, reduced to twisted fragments and sparks. Gunfire echoed through the corridor, sharp and desperate, rounds striking with futile defiance. Projectiles flattened against its hide, kinetic energy dispersed by layered biological armor. Gravemaw did not slow, did not hesitate, only redirected with terrifying precision. Walls ruptured like brittle shells as the creature carved a path through steel and stone. Inside the control room, Dr. Voss observed with something close to satisfaction. Data streams flooded her displays, every destructive movement a confirmation of her equations. Containment failure was never an accident, merely another phase of validation. Progress required stress, and stress required something worth fearing. But Gravemaw's neural patterns began to deviate, spiking into chaotic territory. Its charge lost direction, slamming into support columns with escalating uncontrolled fury. Temperature warnings flashed crimson as its metabolism surged toward catastrophic overload. Even perfection, it seemed, carried instability written into its core. Then the unexpected unfolded, not collapse, but adaptation under pressure. Subdermal plates shifted, venting heat through glowing seams along its spine. Rage stabilized into something colder, more deliberate, more disturbingly aware. Gravemaw was no longer just surviving the design, it was surpassing it. Dr. Voss leaned closer, eyes reflecting streams of evolving biometric anomalies. A faint smile formed as she activated a hidden sequence buried deep in the system. Gravemaw was never the objective, only the proof that the next stage would function. Somewhere far below, a second chamber began to unlock. Beyond the smoke and ruin, heavier footsteps resonated from the depths of Helix Vault. Not frantic, not confused, but synchronized, measured, impossibly powerful. Gravemaw turned toward the sound, its massive frame suddenly still, almost cautious. Whatever was waking next, even it seemed to recognize the threat.